What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Bricks and Toys. Today, I am somewhat on scene. Later on, we'll be back in the studio to go over what the hell I did. So, with the channel hitting the 2,000 subscriber mark, thank you guys so much for getting us there. I wanted to do something really long, really drawn out, and really special to capture the essence of basically everything we've done with this channel for the last 3 years. And so the project kind of breaks down to be as simple as this, where I'm going to buy a bunch of random Lego. We are then going to sort through that Lego and hopefully be able to make some money off of that Lego. And then we're going to purchase a set that we're going to vote on to actually celebrate the 2,000 subscriber mark that we're going to hit. So this series is going to be an infinite amount of videos because, well, today's video is, well, I'm in Auburn, California. I'm on scene here. I just picked up the batch of Lego, and we're about to go over that right now in the back of my car, and then later on in the studio in a little bit more detail. And then the next phase is we're going to be going through it. Well, I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to make videos on what sets we're able to make from that Lego. Then we're going to make a video on that about the sets that we cannot make, and make a video about selling the bulk. So that is the plan. So I am very excited about this project. It is a really unique project. I'm expecting at least a half a dozen videos to celebrate 2,000 subscribers and incorporate everything we've done on this channel for the last 3 years along the way. And hopefully by the end of it, we have a really cool Star Wars build that is about $500 to $1,000 to build together on the channel. That is like a bucket list Star Wars set for myself to own and share with you guys. Now let's go to the trunk of my car and let's just get a brief look of what I just bought. Now, I did come up here to Auburn, California, and let's just say I had to buy these from a guy who gave me a dot on a map. So basically, meet me here, pling, go to the coordinates, and hope for the best. I did pay about $250 for everything you're about to see, and I think the majority age of everything you're about to see is roughly 10 years old. So let's go and check out how we're starting this series right now. Okay, so we are in the back of Ron Burgundy right now. We have a box of dishes. This is how you know you're getting the good stuff right here, guys. But if you open up the box of dishes, we have a lot of interesting components in here. Things that stick out based on experiences, well, colors. So like this, plus this, plus this. I can tell you right now, any clues to what this once was, if you could guess Vespa, you would be correct. And then if you go down into here, isn't this kind of like a color that they don't make anymore in Lego? So this is how we're going to make money on the future build of the channel. That looks like it might be to something important. So much interesting stuff. We got old chassis. I've never even seen a chassis element in red. And this is only the first box we're taking a look at right now. Just thumbing through it. Now look at this piece. This looks to be maybe possible Bionicle. Wow. And then we also have we do have Bionicle in this. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, drop a comment down below. We'll look more into this later. You also have another one of those right here. Now, mind you, we're not going to go through all of this in the back of my car. We're just going over some of it. We also have more of that green right there. But there is just so many interesting elements that I've never really seen before, like this. What the hell is this? I've been doing Lego now for about 3 to 4 years, and I've never seen a lot of these components. So this is part of the journey of doing this with vintage bricks. Check out that printed brick. Space pulleys. Never even heard of that. And then we have the wheel to the Vespa right here. So there's possibly a whole Vespa set that I can make in this box alone. Now let's come over to our next bin and take a look at this. Now this is what made me buy this for $250. Okay, let's grab this, take a look. This is old school Separatist Republic Army or Navy type Star Wars set. So we got this piece to it. Maybe this is to it or this is to another set. Not entirely sure. And then we also have this, which I believe is another Star Wars set of some kind. We also go over here to a very, very old Boba Fett starship. So that's really freaking cool. Probably a Slave 1 from back in this day. Then coming on into here, we got weird pieces like this. Is this Lego? Yes, this is Lego. And then just pulling out of the random here, found something to do with this. Not sure what this is, but this looks interesting. And lastly, before we go into the next bin, just briefly, before we go back to the studio, oh, look at this. This is an odd piece, too. Drop your comments down below if you guys recognize any of these pieces. But we do have translucent red elements, just like this. This is quite unique. Never seen that one before. Also, check out this windscreen element. This is definitely just a TIE fighter of some sort. Never seen it to where it's actually built like a huge window. And then we have a piece with a sticker on, just random. Is this some Indiana Jones, maybe? And then lastly, we go into this bin. I'm not going to be in this bin for too long. We have more of that weird colored windscreen. We have vehicles. This looks like to have been a tow truck of some sort at one point. We have a minifigure of some sort. We also have another vehicle that I've never even heard of. So a lot of interesting stuff. I know going through here, oh, I found a monkey. Lego animals that they don't make no more sometimes can be somewhat valuable. I do notice that we do have a blue Benny Spaceman type minifigure. Probably not Benny, but you guys get the point. There's just so much random stuff in these bins. I've always wanted to do a video like this for you guys, and now, well, let's freaking go and let's do it. I spotted this out. Oh no, that's Lego as well. So much to go through, so little time. And now lastly, a couple things I wanted to show was it did come with some random minifigures. Now I'm not sure the importance of these, but my eyes are on this Boba Fett. I don't believe that this Boba Fett is special at all, but it's such a time capsule to vintage old Star Wars Lego, and that's kind of why I wanted to buy all this. So as you guys can see, we have a bunch of stuff. So now let's cut back to the studio. I'm gonna take a little bit of time to, well, for one, drive home from here, and for two, I'm gonna somewhat pre-sort this and kind of get a little bit of an understanding of what I did buy, if any pieces are special right off the top, and what sets I might be able to make from all this. And that's where I'll pick you guys up at with a little bit of information before wrapping up this beginning of the 2,000 subscriber Bonanza Extravaganza type video. So we'll see you on the flip side. Okay, everybody, we are back in the studio, and I am very inexperienced when it comes to making YouTube videos about this kind of thing. Or maybe not necessarily inexperienced as much as I have ADHD, and I'm also a father of 2 kids and a husband, and things get a little out of hand really freaking fast. You see, where I left you guys off at was 10 days ago in a parking lot in Auburn, California. And I made it seem like in the end of my last clip that I was gonna, well, pony on up and sort out a few things and show you guys what we got. Well, I'm very sorry, guys. I kept telling myself to pick up the camera, pick up the camera, pick up the camera, but I just could not get myself removed from the project. Do I have an update? Oh boy, do I have an update. I have a hell of an update, and we'll get to that in a second. I'm just explaining myself to you guys that life doesn't always go as planned. I also want to say, when I started filming this video, I was planning 50 subscribers in advance. I knew you guys would show up, hit the subscribe button, get us to the 2K mark, and boy, did you guys do it in such an amazing fashion. I would definitely want to say to you guys, thank you so much for hitting the subscribe button and following along with everything that we do here. 2,000 people, we have hit it. In 10 days, since I last hung up this camera, we went from 50 to 1,000 like that. So we went from 1950 to 2K. So awesome. So much thank you. And I think I have a huge thing here to show you guys and share with you guys, kind of like I said. Now, some things have changed from the original clip, and we will talk about that. So guys, life has been busy on the way to 2,000 subscribers. We got the Death Star leak in, and that video did almost 2.6, 2.7 thousand views, and majority of you fresh subscribers are from that video, so thank you guys so much for checking out my video on that. I just want to drop a little comment in here about that. Just to be 100% clear, that video is not about me getting mad and complaining about a Star Wars set that I do not like coming down the pipeline. That video is me giving an initial impression of how the majority of us Lego collectors feel. So, am I mad that the Death Star is going to suck? No, yeah, kind of. But you know what? Like the Black Panther bust, if nobody buys it, it'll go on a deep sale and we'll all buy it then. Do I think it looks cool? Yes, but I have most of those diorama scenes already in my collection that I bought over the last 2.5 years that I've been doing this channel. When I looked at that set, I'm like, man, that is hot garbage. But then when I read the comments about it, so many people said the same thing as me. And it's not that it's a horrible set, it's a horrible set for the money. Ouch, it is what it is. But I don't want to get caught up on that, but I did want to kind of touch in on it just a little bit, as so many of you guys freshly subscribed to this channel because of that video and got us to this point of what we're about to go over today. Now, in the meantime of all of this craziness, I had some friends, well, I had one friend show up from 15 years ago, and he showed up and him and I hung out for the first time in 15 years. Perks of moving back home, you get back in touch with your friends, and that led to us getting in contact with another friend, and we hung out. So all at once, I was getting the kids ready to go back to school, doing husband duties, studying for a state test to become a smog inspector in the state of California. And then I had friends from 15 years ago come out of my past and hang out with me. So that's why I didn't pick up the camera, guys, is because I had friends, I had school, I had tests. I did get my smog inspector's license, woohoo. I did fail the test twice, which set me back about a month in total testing. So a third time's a charm, passed the test. I'm on my way to a better career. So guys, it's been busy. Like I said, friends, school, studying, all of this stuff, and we still got it done. Now guys, let's shift back now that we've played catch up in the last 10 days, and let's talk about what is going on. So I got home, and that's another thing I had going on, is I was listing other things for sale at the same time. I tell you guys, I do too much at once. I'm very ADHD hyperactive. When my depression goes away, it's like the Energizer Bunny all day. I'm just going, and I never get anywhere. But that's ADHD. Anyway, I got home and I immediately started picking through all of the pieces, and I started noticing certain colors and certain themes. I am not an educated Lego collector, per se. A lot of you long-term Lego collectors know far more than me, just based on knowing more products as the time has came with those products. Where for me, I have to find a reason to stumble across such product and learn about its existence. With this project, I learned so many different space themes. There was even an aquatics theme at one point. There was a dinosaur theme. There was just a lot of different themes throughout the last 30 years with Lego. Yes, guys, when I started this video, I said at least 10 years old. Wrong. There's stuff that goes back to at least the late 80s that I dug up in those bins. So after a few initial digs, I set some things aside, and then I started going through the bins. I put boxes down on my floor, and I started with basically a tray that I normally build my Lego with, which is like this, but bigger. And I would fill up a tray, and I would just put it into the boxes, 2x2s, 2x4s. This is a box of tiles. This is a box of Technic bits. This is a box of Bionicle bits. This is a box of like spaceships, cars, that kind of stuff. And then this is a box of vintage parts that I didn't even know are Lego, but they got a Lego number on them that I never even heard of that might be valuable. As I said in the video, I'm looking for parts worth like $1 or so, not 10, 50 cents. I'm looking for the good stuff. And I did find, a fair amount of that, but not too much. And that sorting process took at least a week. I had my wife tapping in on a few hours. It got to the point to where there was so much going on in my life, like I said, with everything, that I just stayed up and slept maybe 4 to 6 hours that night just to get it done and get this video, because somebody made a video complaining about a Death Star and got so many people on board his channel, and all of a sudden it was like, oh crap, I gotta get this video done and out ASAP, because I want to say thank you for getting us to the 2,000. It's so amazing that we are building this community together. I feel so good that we made it to 2,000. It really shakes off the imposter syndrome. I'm not here because it's cool. I'm here because this makes me feel good, this makes me happy, and I just like to share this with you guys because maybe I'm a different type of happy about Lego that's different than what you guys watch with other Lego YouTubers. I don't know, but that's what I hope to be, is because I'm not a normal person by any means. So I just hope you guys subscribe to the channel and you guys like me because maybe I'm just a little bit different. Anyway, guys, 1 week into sorting, pushed through it, and I did end up making a bunch of sets from all of that Lego. Now, this is where I'm going to deviate from what I said in the beginning. The original plan was to sell everything, make $500 or $600, maybe more, and then turn that boat around and buy something really cool to build on the channel. And then I was going to make videos about the sorting, blah, blah, blah. Someone skipped that boat, missed the sorting boat. Whoops, my bad. But I actually think we're going to scratch that. Unless you guys really want to see me buy something stupid like I did with the Republic gunship from 2013, I can make it work once I get my job going and stuff. We can definitely do that still, but I think we have some really cool stuff here. Going back with the sorting, 7 days, I made about 33 different size containers of things to sell on eBay. So whatever I did not make a Lego set out of stayed in sorted boxes, and that was listed on eBay. Now, I have numbers for what I plan to make and numbers of what I've already made. I've already been going to the post office and dropping off these boxes that I've had prepared for 2 or 3 days. And that's amazing. So we're already getting money back on this investment. And we'll talk more about the money at the end of this video. But now I want to talk about what I found and what kind of is the plan of what I have in front of me. I have restoration sheets of what it's going to cost. I have some cool things I want to show you guys that I saved that I'm not selling, at least not yet, and all of that. So let's start off with the odd and end things that I found that I want to share with you guys and kind of talk about, and then we'll get into all of these bags. So for one, really cool are these bricks. Now I think I read something about like these are like 50th anniversary gold 2x4 bricks. Not quite sure. Some people say they're worth like $1 a piece. I don't know why. Maybe 50 cents a piece. Not quite sure. But I did hold on to these. I think these are really cool that I sorted these out. So besides these, I also saved, because of unique value, I think these magnetic parts that I have right here used to go to some sort of train. Like this goes on one end of the train, this goes on the other end with a Technic pin or something, and they click in. I guess it's from like the late 90s, early 2000s that they did that. I got 2 completely different style light bricks. Neither of them work. They need batteries. This one's kind of the traditional one that we're used to seeing, but it's got these slots in it, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. Where this one's thinner, and again, with the slots down the side. I would like to get these working to see if they're brighter or any, bit different than the ones that we get nowadays. But 2 light up bricks, which is really cool. Now, I have a piece here that I wanted to share with you guys that I'm not exactly sure of. It is a piece. I don't see where a battery would fit in with this, but it's 2 lights, 1 and 2, and then it's got 2 studs in the middle, and then at the bottom you can see a contact patch. So this tells me it clicks in on something conductive to get the lights to work, maybe for a train or something, but it takes the place of a 1x4 plate. I thought this was really unique and cool, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Maybe you guys can let me know what or how this works. I've already found the piece, Google image search is how I found out what a lot of these pieces are, but I want to hear from experienced people that maybe watch this video, how exactly this works. Other things I saved are dumb things like this TIE Fighter top 4x4 type round dish element with a print. And then I got some sticker elements or printed elements right here of the Republic symbol. I did want to mention really quick, when I was going through this stuff, I was a little bit nervous at first, and I said Republic Separatist. I'm sorry, I'm not that stupid, guys. Don't know why I said Republic Separatist. That was dumb. Just ignore that part of the video. And then I got these asteroid balls with this cool orange with this printed gray. I thought that was a really cool piece. And I got little hidden gems inside of these balls, which are more of the Republic logos. Those are stickers. Oops, dropped those. And then in this ball, I saved what I believe is a Lego compass. That's really cool piece. Never seen a Lego compass. And a bunch of chromey pieces. I like my chromey Lego pieces. I guess I'm like a cat with tinfoil, but I really like those. Like I got radiator grills. I even have a chrome gemstone. Never even seen that before. So I definitely saved my chromey bits. And the last couple bits I wanted to share with you guys are these really cool car axles. I never even knew that Lego made these. I was able to find these with some tires on them at least, but they have springs, so they're suspension elements that are traditional like car axle elements. And I think these are worth like a 50 cents or $1 a piece, but still it's really freaking cool. So those are just some parts that I keep in my desk drawer that I found. But then we go into my wonderful basket here, and we did procure a brick sketch. This is only like a $10 set. This I've already washed because it's very nasty. I just need to find an extra plate to go right there, which is no big deal. But then I found this whole Mtron set. I think this is. I'll get into it later. What the year is, but I found all the pieces to this. If you watch back the earlier part of the video, you can see where I find the minifigure in this and kind of throw it off to the side. But this is vintage, 1989, 1990 Mtron space theme, and it's so cool. I got the minifigure and all of the parts, perfect, so cute. Really am happy with this. And then I have a mutant lizard with teal specs from the mid-90s. I had about 5 of these. I saved one, sold the other 4 already. We'll talk about that later. And then this is kind of funny. I had a police bike from the late 80s, 90s, and I put a Rebel Trooper as the pilot because I don't have a police minifigure, but I was able to find the blue brick, the red brick, the antenna brick, all of that, and also these printed elements on each side that says police, as well as the windscreen that says police, and a yellow brick, and I also was able to find the front tire. So this is really, kind of a cute, worthless side build. This did go to a set, but I don't have anything else that would, join it to make a full set, like minifigures and stuff. Then I did find the Snow Trooper. You guys already know about that. And I did find this Racing Driver minifigure. Not quite sure if it's worth anything. And then I did find this Space Cruiser build with this blue minifigure. I already showed you the blue spaceman. I guess he's vintage from back in the day too and kind of valuable. But I was able to get all the pieces to this guy, which is really cute and cool. It's kind of like the Mtron. They're kind of like one and the same. This is not the right minifigure for this, but I figured space is space. It should work. So that is my bin of tricks. And then we're going to go into my bag of treats. Now I got a lot here, and this is going to be why I don't really want to sell everything just yet. And I want to focus on like this being the 2,000 subscriber build series. So for starters, I'm going to go over these in a specific order, and I'm going to tell you guys from a internet perspective how good some of these are and how bad some of these are, with how much it's going to cost to fix. But I do have a trick up my sleeve. I'll get to that at the end of the video when we talk about money and finances for all of this stuff. And the first set that I did save is going to be the Slave 1 second edition from 2006, set number 6209. Now this set, if it has everything intact, all the minifigures, pieces, etc., as you guys saw, we did get the Boba Fett to this set. That's why I said it's not the special Boba Fett, because it's not. It's not the Cloud City one. But this set is worth $120. Not bad. Now, the repair order for this set is about, 3 pages long, but it is $60 on Bricklink to restore this set. So if I was able to fix that set, I'd be making $60 if I did fix it through Bricklink. Fortunately, minifigures such as the Bespin Guard and Dinjar is $18 and $11, and then there's an IG-88 minifigure in there that's about $2.88. Other than that, everything else is a bunch of small pieces. There is a Han Solo Carbonite, print piece in there. Not too bad, but not the greatest. The next set that I want to go over is going to be a 2010 Droid Tri-Fighter, set number 8086, and that one is going to be right over here. This was the one that had like the weird, circular, half circle elements on it. Now this set is worth about $40 if it's 100% complete and in good shape, but like with the Slave 1 from 2006, it does need half its value in parts. The good news is one of the battle droids is only $4.19 to get replaced, and then there is 2 rocket battle droids at $2.91. So, you know, the reason I talk about the minifigure values is because you don't want the value of the minifigures to exceed the value of the set. We have that in here with one of these sets that's going to make it really hard to save the set, just because of the minifigures alone in it, and we'll get to that one in just a second. But that is that set right there, about 2 pages of bricks to fix. Our next one is going to be what's called a Hyena droid bomber. That one is right here. That's the one that has, I believe, the weird pieces with like kind of like the teeth on the legs. So that's this one. This one is set number 8016 from 2009. The minifigures for that is only $2.75. I guess it's from a different seller than that one. But again, it's about $3 for the 3 minifigures, you know, so $10 to get it fixed. But again, with that set, the value of it is $50, but to get it fixed is half of that. Now, with these Bricklink prices, I take each store and I times it by 5. So if it's a $15 work order to get it fixed, and there's 2 stores that I have to buy from, add $10, $5 from each store to that $15, and that's because Bricklink has shipping. Our next set is the one that has the minifigure conundrum. That's going to be our Magna Guard Starfighter. This one is a really cool set. It's set number 7673 from 2008. The problem with this guy is the minifigures. Now, sometimes when I log on, I could see 2 Magna Guards for $20, $25 a piece, making them $50. Sometimes when I log on, they're $35 a piece, making them $70. So this one can be repaired anywhere from between $65 to $85. It is so sad because that is a $110 value, so not the best, but still better than the last 2 I showed at $40 and so dollars. But to get that $110, you're pretty much spending all of that money to have 2 Magna droids shipped to you. So I am hoping that I could find those somewhere for cheap. And like with the last ones, only a couple of pages worth of missing parts. The set is mostly complete. It's just the minifigures. It kind of reminds me with the Kylo Ren shuttle. To get that one fixed, to get all the minifigures, I could have bought probably 2 Kylo Ren shuttles with the money that it took to get the minifigures. Mistakes were made. Now, one that is a huge pain in the butt. Now, this one is still on the chopping block. I may not save it, but so far, the Magna Guard, the Tri-Droid, and the Hyena Bomber are 3 sets for the channel that I do want to keep permanently. The 2006 second edition Slave 1, that one may be sold. It just depends on what it looks like when it's done. I just don't know if there's a place for it. There's a place for how old it is in my heart, but in my collection, not quite sure. But the Hyena Droid Bomber and the Tri-Droid would look so cool next to the Battle of Felucia. The Battle of Felucia MTT that just came out. But we'll see, because that might be a kind of a part of it. Back on subject is the Vespa. So this Vespa, this is the one you saw that I had all like the running boards and the chunks of in the video. Now, this thing is a pain in my butt. It's only worth $50, and it needs $30 worth of parts. Just to be clear, Vespa came out in 2022. It's not retired, and it is set number 10298. And this has the most amount of pages. This has at least 10 pages of missing parts. This one may get junked. Not quite sure, but that's a lot. We'll talk about this more in a second when it comes to saving it. Now, I did call it a day, go to bed. And then while I was sleeping, I woke up with a thought. Some of these parts, like the weird windscreen when I started this video, they belong to a dream set of mine. I've always had a dream to own the ugly black and blue TIE fighters. I've always wanted one, preferably a TIE Interceptor, black and blue. They're completely studdy, ugly, chunky, whatever. They're not very desirable. To me, they are desirable. I love them. They're retro. They're really cool. It kind of like null and voids and calls me a hypocrite for what I just said about the Slave 1 being a little bit too old for my collection, but yet I can make the exception with this. So I did go back through the parts. I was done after the Vespa. I thought I was not going to go back through them, but then I did one more time, and I'm glad I did because I made 2 more sets with barely any missing parts from all of these parts. One of them is my dream set, which is 6206, the TIE Interceptor from 2006. It's only about a $40 set, and I only need about $10 worth of replacement parts from Bricklink. One of them being an Imperial TIE Fighter, which is only about $3 plus shipping to get. And that's going to be this set right here. So that's the windscreen that I found at the beginning of the video. And as I was going through the parts, I kept finding all the little pieces to this set. And I'm like, I'm going to save it. So once all this is done, this is going to be one that I'm going to keep because I now finally found that dream ugly Lego set that I've always wanted. I don't think it's ugly, but I can see how some people could think that. Now, for a weird change of events, in a similar color fashion, which is kind of cool because you know how they say, I had to get it a friend. Well, the TIE Interceptor is going to get a friend, and that's going to be the 2008 Imperial Dropship, set number 7667. If you go back and watch the video, I pick up a semi-trans brown, whatever you want to call it, windscreen. Kind of looks like a weird cup of some sort for like a baseball player. And I threw it off to the side. I went back through and it clicked. I have a Stormtrooper minifigure. I have that windscreen. Is it part of one of those sets? And by golly, it was. And that's what I have in here with the Stormtrooper and stuff. And there's that weird windscreen I thumbed through really quick. And that's a $35 set that I only need about 15 bucks worth of parts to get fixed. One of them being 2 Stormtroopers at $2 a piece because I got 1 out of the 3. And then a Shadow Trooper for another $3 just for the 1. But as far as missing parts go, I'm only missing 2 blasters and a slope with a sticker element on it. Not bad. All the other sticker elements and stuff, I found them, and there we go. So that is all of the sets that I found. I think I found some really cool sets. That's kind of why I kind of want to put the whole let's buy something cool for the channel type thing. Unless you guys really want me to do it, then I guess it's my internet suicide and I'll do it. But I think I have a lot of cool stuff for us to clean and restore here. But anyway, going back to the stuff that I showed you in here, like I said, I got the Brick Sketches Stormtrooper. It's about a $10 resale set, so it's not worth anything. It's missing that one wedge. That police bike is from like 89 or 90 from a police theme set. The Rebel minifigure is from 2008. It's only a $1 minifigure. The M-Tron is the Pulsar Charger from 1990, set number 6811. It's about a $10 set. Now, the other one with the blue spaceman is called the Laser Ranger, set number 6810 from 1989. The blue spaceman is from anywhere between 84 and 88. And the Futuron Laser Ranger, probably not worth anything because it doesn't have its minifigure. But the blue spaceman is worth, on average, about $10 with the part code of SP004. And then I do have that S minifigure, which is a minifigure from some lineup. I didn't write it down here. That came out between 86 and 87 with the minifigure code of S007. And that was about a $5 minifigure. The Snow Trooper that's randomly floating around with the black head, that's from somewhere from 04 to 2011. Again, it's only a $1 minifigure, not important. The Dinosaur Mutant Lizard is from 2005, and it's worth about $3. And that is everything that I dug out of those bins, plus all of this stuff. Now, let me get my phone out and go over some prices here, and we'll be done. I know this has probably been going on for a long time to hear me talk, but just hear me out. So I have about 33 lots of things I'm selling, about 35 boxes total. I had to separate some things. So projected wise, I am expecting to make about $350 selling all of the bulk brick that has nothing to do with anything on this table or in my drawer or anything that I pulled out. So with all of this just pulled out by itself, I plan on making $100 back on top of what I paid. So if I can actually pull that off, sweat, whew, okay, thank gosh, I made my money back. This is really risky of something to do when you don't really have money to do it, but 2,000 is a lot of subscribers. I just want to do something so big to say thank you, and I hope this is enough. In total, we made about 10 sets. We got about 5 figures, and all of those sets and stuff, as far as Bricklink is concerned, needs $230 in repair. The total value of everything without separating the money is about $845 that I would make in total. But I would have to spend $230 on Bricklink, which would bring me down to an absolute value of about $615. So basically, you take $250, you make $600, and then you basically gain $350. That's not a huge profit margin, not at all. But I do have a trick up my sleeve. And so what my trick is, this is the end of the video, this is where I get to talk about this. Now what my plan is to continue selling all of the bulk Lego that I sorted, and I got them in little boxes and up on my eBay page, and I'm hoping that they go bye-bye one box at a time, and we make our money back. As of right now, we've sold, I think, 5 boxes out of the 35 that I have, and we have taken home about $50 already. So we're 1/5 of the way through of making our money back, so I'll take that victory. And then to try to get the cost of repair down on these guys, I want to go to, I have 3 places that I can take this to. And I have a place up here called 5 Star Bricks in Orangevale, where I live. Well, above where I live in Fair Oaks. But anyway, if I go there with a little lunch bag and I spend my whole day at the Lego, secondhand store, big shame to be there all day, right? Not. I can probably find 80% of these parts. Not counting the minifigures or the special printed pieces. That's hairball. Who knows if I'll find the printed pieces and sticker pieces that I need that I'm missing. If I do, that'd be excellent. More money saved. But if I don't, then, I expected that. And if I can find the pieces in the bulk bins at my 5 Star Bricks, that would be fractions cheaper than buying it off of Bricklink. No shipping, no inflated price so people can make their money. It'll be perfect. I still got to wash all these sets, clean all these sets, so it's no big deal to throw in some extra pieces and clean them. That's fine. And then there's another 5 Star Brick store that if mine doesn't have it, I can go to Elk Grove, check theirs. And then there's a Bricks and Minifigs that just moved into Sacramento that now has a bulk bin as well. All 3 of these locations sell minifigures. All 3 of these locations sell bulk brick. There is no reason that I can't buy these parts as bulk brick and save at least $150. Hopefully. At the end of the day, I still got to buy all these minifigures, but maybe they got magnet guards for $20 and not $35 plus shipping. I don't know. So only time will tell. That's my next job, is hang up this camera and then go to those stores, check them out, and start making videos about restoring these for our 2,000 subscriber celebration. Like I said, for now, the goal is to restore these sets in multiple videos as a way of saying, thank you guys, here's some cool Star Wars sets. Hope you guys enjoy it, which is perfect because most of you guys subscribed on a Star Wars video anyway. Thank you. So that is the plan. And with that, guys, that does it for this video. I am sorry that the beginning of the video was like, we're going to do this and this and this, and then I got distracted with life. It happens. At least I'm going forward in my career. My kids started school. My youngest one started kindergarten for the first time today. Big dad moment there. My friends are off doing friend things, and I guess we're going to stay in touch for the next 15 years. We'll see. It kind of is sad when you lose touch with people, but it is what it is. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you guys are excited about this project. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Definitely. If you guys know someone that might enjoy this video, please consider sharing the video. Hit the thumbs up, the like button. As usual, hit the subscribe button to follow along with everything that we do, especially if you guys want to see where some of these restorations go. You guys saw in the beginning of the video, the Hyena, the Tri-Droid, and the Magna Guard, and the Slave 1 were some really torn up sets, especially the Vespa. And if you guys want to see how that's going to all play out, hit the subscribe button. By the way, the Vespa will not be built on the channel. I already did a Vespa video. The Vespa will be sorted back into original bags and sold. So the next video will be the Hibiscus, as I'm releasing this video on an odd day. So that video will be out tomorrow on the 18th. I hope you guys check that video out. Definitely don't forget to drop comments down below about this video and what you guys are excited for. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good one.